Slimer, where did you come from? Hello, I'm Darren the Magic Ghostbuster. If you enjoyed the video, please like, subscribe and check out my Ghostbusters themed magic videos. So in this video we're talking about the origins of our favourite ugly little spud, Slimer, and where did he actually come from. Now I'm not talking about who designed him or anything for the film, we're talking about an in-universe explanation. Because when you look at Slimer, what is he actually a ghost of? I mean, he doesn't look like a human or an animal, so let's look at some evidence. So our first source is in the 2017 annual comic by IDW, and as you can see by the cover it says, "What are the origins of the onion-headed green ghost?" And there's a short story in here. And as you can see, there are some students gathered around the observation tank with Slimer in, and they're asking the Ghostbusters this very question. And they have several theories, and they go over a couple of them. So the first one is Kylie Griffin says, "Okay, well, we know that he was anchored to the Sedgwick Hotel. I feel that he was probably an employee, as obsessed as he is with food. Maybe he works in the kitchen, like a chef." And then it shows a little comic strip of this theory, and it shows like a human Slimer just there. And it shows the waiter saying, "The guy on 12 didn't like the meal, said he wanted it well done." And then human Slimer says, "That so-and-so ordered the so-and-so beef tartare." The waiter replies, "Yeah, but he said for $75 a pop he wanted it cooked to order." To which human Slimer goes to order, looking really angry, and then has a heart attack and dies. So that is one theory there. But really the main theory, I think, is here. And it's Ray reading from Tobin's. And he says, "He says the hotel played host to our friends in the Gozerian cult up through 1938 or so, where, as an incentive to draw Gozer to this dimension, they conjured up a semi-corporal manifestation of gluttony. The author supposes they were trying to conjure up a true hungry spirit, a ghost whose appetite can never be sated. Tobin agreed with this interpretation. But if they had managed to bring a true hungry spirit to the world, especially during the Depression, it would have ruined the American food supply and made us easy pickings during World War II. Instead, they conjured up something that would never ever be full. True, but was also thankfully too lazy to roam around and consume everything it could find. It says it was never human, it's simply a representational force given form with partially humanoid characteristics and tendencies." The end. And then the comic actually ends up with a little prank Peter's playing on them, where he's actually got a walkie-talkie and he's making it sound like Slimer's talking by saying, "That's not true, Ray. I was once a man. In fact, I was a king. So quite funny. And now let's be real Ghostbusters and actually look at Tobin's Spirit Guide. This book was published in 2016. There are a couple of other variations with different covers, but they are the same book. One was a Loot Crate exclusive, and the other was exclusive somewhere else, I can't remember where, but you had a green cover and a grey cover. There's also an unofficial version of this floating around, which I wouldn't recommend because none of the information in it is official. But it's a great book. It has loads and loads of different ghosts. And the page we're interested in is this one on Slimer, and I'll read what it says for you. "The Green Ghost, aka Slimer, Class 5 full roaming vapour, formerly anchored to the 12th floor of the Sedgwick Hotel. This spirit, which has been haunting the 12th floor of the Sedgwick Hotel on Park Avenue since the mid-1920s, became the subject of the first full field test of the Ghostbusters' proprietary equipment. During the encounter, a messy collision with our colleague Dr. Venkman led us to nickname the ghost Slimer. Our best guess at the ghost's origins dates back to the apocalyptic cult of Gozer, which held meetings at the Sedgwick in the early 1920s, finally wearing out its welcome when the animal sacrifice went awry. According to our research, it's most likely that the cult's rituals conjured a hungry spirit, a ghost that can never be sated in its human appetite, as a destructive punishment for the world. During our encounter with Slimer, we noticed the lingering after effects of its presence, the persistent stench of rancid meat and an increase in the heaviness of the air similar to stifling humidity. There was also piles of chewed food and overturned furniture and an unusual amount of exuded ectoplasm. The ghost is mostly nocturnal, has a rudimentary intelligence and exhibits low levels of telekinetic ability. That said, it isn't a stereotypical poltergeist. Its behaviour tends more towards gluttony, not rage. and it is a glutton, since whatever it consumes immediately passes through its body and onto the floor. It can never be sated. Although we initially trapped Slimer at the Sedgwick Hotel, it was released from captivity when our original containment unit was shut down by Walter Peck, then of the Environmental Protection Agency. Once we recaptured the ghost, we placed it in a smaller containment unit, an ionised glass cage that allowed us to study its properties and behaviour directly. So there you have it. Unless something in the future contradicts this, the official origin of Slimer at the moment is that he was conjured by the cult of Gozer in the 1920s at the Sedgwick Hotel as they were trying to summon a hungry spirit. Let me know what you think of that origin. Do you like it? Do you not like it? Maybe you had different ideas of what Slimer's origin actually was. So let me know in the comments, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Until then, keep on busting.